a little bit more. We're gonna stay on the bridge a little bit, and then we're gonna use these little sticks over here. I'm gonna switch my lens up. Uh-oh. What's up, you guys? This is Devin with CenturyFX Studios, back with another video. Today we are here at the park. We're gonna get some nice shots with the Zoom lithium ion. This is a speed light from Flashpoint. Now Godox makes an equivalent version, but the Flashpoint version is the one I have today. Now we're gonna be testing it out, showing you guys really what it's all about, what it can do, and things of that nature. All right, so now I'm setting everything up, trying to make sure. Here is a Flashpoint stand. This Flashpoint stand could be found on like Amazon or something like that for about 40 bucks, no more than 50 bucks for like almost two, I think. I got two of them for a good price, but it's a decent stand. The best way to shoot a speed light is off camera, guys. So what we're gonna be doing is shooting the speed light on a stand. Now this is a Flashpoint stand. This Flashpoint stand is the FPL S9YL. And it's a good price. It's not as much as the speed light. Matter of fact, it's probably 1/4 the price of the speed light. So I'm gonna expand it out here. I'm gonna tighten it down, and of course my lavalier mic is getting in the way. All right, and I'm gonna extend it up. Now it's ready to accept an adapter, which will go on top of it. Here we have like a Bowens mount. I hope that's in focus for you guys, but here we have a Bowens mount speed light bracket mount situation. I think this is called the S bracket mount for speed lights, but it has a Bowens mount on it. So if anybody has like a Bowens type of modifier, you can put all types of modifiers on this, even really big ones, because it's strong enough to hold it, and I'll show you that in just a second. But this is going to hold our speed light, so we're going to attach it to our stand here. All right, make sure it's nice and tight, because once it's nice and tight, it can pretty much do anything. All right, I'm going to turn it around. We're going to take our Zoom lithium ion. Now this is with the R2 trigger from for the Canon system. You can get one, I think, for the Sony system and the Nikon system. But we're going to take that, we're going to put it in the backwards way here, and we're going to clamp it down. It's just a clamping system, so if you do have this Bowens S mount bracket adapter for your speed light, should be just fine here. All right, now mind you, if you have any kind of remote or optical slave, you need to make sure that you're able to let this thing see it. So you can rotate this around and let this red part of the speed light actually see if it's trying to do an optical slave system thing. Now, since I usually shoot with the 600 or the Flashpoint Explorer 600, I usually have modifiers on hand for the Bowens mount. That's what this S bracket is for, only Bowens mounts. So if you're gonna put some kind of a modifier, which most people will, on top of your flash, you want to have some kind of modifier. Since the flash that I usually use has Bowens mount, I can interchange any Bowens mount modifier on here. And it can be easy, because this goes on my Flashpoint, a 600. And so I can just put it on here, and bang, it can work for my speed light too. So my whole system can work with itself, because essentially I've did my research and found out that Bowens works with not only my monolight, but my speed light as well. And also, a side note about Flashpoint is that my receiver that works with this speed light can also work with my monolight, the Flashpoint 600 Explorer as well. So I can put all my modifiers that are Bowens on this S bracket adapter for the speed light. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is white balance. We have this big octabox, this 38 deep parabolic, EZ Glow, EZ Lock. It's right here, but since it's a small speed light and a big modifier, we're gonna have to use a whole bunch of power to juice that baby. So I got this running at about half power on the speed light. She's gonna hold my white balance card. I'm gonna do this custom white balance really quick. Take a picture of this card. So we out here with the speed light, and you've noticed that I put this 38-inch octabox on my speed light, and it's definitely heavy. But shout out to Robert Hall for recommending this this big parabolic softbox. Now, I can't stress this enough. With that big softbox, I need a lot of light to flood through that box, then to emit and hit the model. So I need to put it at 1/1 or maximum power. So that's what I do on the speed light the entire time. And I tend to keep the light stand about 4 feet away from the model.
around that, if not a little bit more, because the softbox is so big. And I probably should have had a bigger stand. Sometimes you get that big parabolic umbrella trying to tip that stand over. So those are some of the things that I was worried about, because it does not counterbalance that umbrella at all. That small speed light cannot counterbalance that big umbrella, but it worked fine. It was just a little bit of a safety hazard when you put it on uneven surfaces for that stand. All right, so some of the things you need to understand about this speed light is it's lithium ion powered. So it has a lithium ion battery inside, some of the newest class technology for speed lights, and I love it. You have almost unlimited power for any one-day shoot. You have really strong recycle times. I shot 1/1 all day. We was out there for about 3 hours, and it did a great job. Maybe about 2.5 hours or so. But I can probably shoot some shots off, and I haven't even charged it since then. But you have to understand that when you're shooting with this umbrella in a harsh light situation, you're going to have to keep that umbrella as close as possible. So like I said, I tried to keep it around 4 feet away at the most. And if I could, I would bring it in closer for a headshot. But I tried my best with the spacing that I had and the time that I had with all that I was doing, because I filmed this by myself. Another thing you need to understand with this speed light is that you can control this with the R2 trigger, like I mentioned before. This is the R2 trigger system for the Canon system. You can get probably a Nikon system and a Sony system. I've looked it up, and you can get all of those: Canon, Sony, and Nikon. So all the major brands, and I'm pretty sure maybe another brand that's under Canon, Nikon, and Sony. But with all three major brands having this ability to shoot with this technology, it is so great, because you not only get with that R2 trigger the ETTL function, but you can manually control all the flashes. So if I was 20 feet away, I would be able to actually control my flash and what mode it's in and stuff like that. Unfortunately for my my 600, I do have the manual mode only, 600 Explorer, but for my speed light, my Zoom lithium ion speed light, I do have TTL functions in there, so I can shoot TTL. But since I'm in a big octabox, a parabolic octabox, I didn't shoot TTL. I shot manual at full power, because it does not know that huge modifier is mitigating all that light power coming from it. I was also shooting in a mode called high speed sync, which is also available to this flash. And this flash is only like $170, $180, depending on when you get it, what time of year you get it. And it's never been more than that for most of the situations, at whatever time of season you get it. So with high speed sync, for those of you who don't know, that's just your ability for your camera and your flash to shoot faster shutter speeds over the natural sync speed of your camera. Understand that your shutter has curtains, and those curtains block the flash at certain speeds. So for the flash to shoot faster, it has to shoot rapid times within a second, faster than a human eye can catch it. And this is what you call high-speed sync. And the reason why the flash does this in high-speed sync is when you go over that natural sync speed, which would be like 1/200th of a second, you're going to be able to see the flash instead of it being blocked by the curtain with a black bar. Usually when people try to do high speed sync and your flash can't, or you don't activate it, it's going to give you like this black bar. But this speed light can. Not only that, it's lithium ion powered. It gives you pretty much all the functionality you need. ETTL, high speed sync, manually powered, optical slave, S1 slave, S2 slave, ignoring pre-flashes and all that stuff, multi strobographic mode. It gives you all of this stuff. And it can also master another flash, or it could be an optical slave for another flash. And master basically means it becomes the controller. It controls how much power you have. I believe it also has a group mode on it as well. If not, the R2 trigger definitely has a group mode where you can control the flashes in different groups. It's awesome. I can go on forever, but I'm not sponsored, guys. I just love this flash because I've been using a bat when I first started. I had to get the used Canon flash, which was already really high up there in price. Now I'm getting this for even more used Canon flash prices. And it gives you everything. It's brand new, and I've never had a problem. And it's not even made by Canon, and it syncs well. It auto balances well, or white balance as well. So even if you were to put it on auto white balance, this flash will work just seamless. And then you also have exposure compensation, flash exposure compensation, so many different things. It just communicates well. So even if you're in live view with the 80D, if you're in a live view with the 5D Mark II, it still flashes. Now I know some third party flashes, I ain't gonna say no names, young new that sometimes it does not flash when you have it in live view mode. And sometimes the white balance gets extremely cold when you have it in auto white balance. So with this flash, you don't get any of those drawbacks. You don't drop it once and it stops working. It just works, guys. I can't stress that enough. All right, so the model was Rachel. She's going to introduce herself to you guys. Thanks for watching the video. The pictures were flashed across the screen. I hope you like them. If you don't, I know you guys are going to tell me in the comments. I'm done with CenturyFX Studios, and stay tuned for the next video.
Hold it,
Yeah,
because you're special.
I am special.
All right, so Rachel's going to take over. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself and how you can link up with her.
Yeah, so hi everyone, my name is Rachel Pedigo. My Instagram is Yield2Peds, which is YIELDTOPEDS, like the sign you see, like the traffic sign, where it says Yield to Pedestrians. So that's my Instagram, that's my Model Mayhem, and then I am Rachel Pedigo on Twitter, that's RACHELPEDIGO. And you can also look up either of those names on YouTube, and I have a small channel that I post to sometimes that I'd love for you to check out. Yeah, definitely link up with me if you want to work together. Send me a DM on anything. I also have a website. It's wix.com/PedigoRachel / my site. So that has my portfolio on it. That has a ton of other stuff I do. Student projects I've done, filmography. So if you have any desire to check me out or to work together, hit me up because I'd love to work with new faces and build my portfolio.